How's it going, everybody? Pozermobil here, bringing you some absolute bangers that are all on sale on the PlayStation Store for the New Year deal sale that runs through February 4th. As usual, I've scoured this sale for all the full games, game bundles, and premium editions that are at the lowest price they've been in recent history, and are at least a 70 on OpenCritic or Game Rankings. So if that sounds like the kind of video you want to see, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my daily coverage of every sale that Sony puts out. I'm trying to get to 25k by the end of the year, so every bit helps. Alright, that's enough yapping for me, let's get into the video. For $4.99, Moving Out is a chaotic, physics-based moving simulator where you join the Smooth Moves crew and haul furniture through suburban homes, haunted houses, farms, and all sorts of wonderfully absurd environments. You'll lift, toss, slide, and smash your way past obstacles as you race the clock, using momentum, teamwork, and creative problem-solving to wrangle everything from sofas to fragile appliances across increasingly wild moving jobs. The game's playful physics, colorful characters, and lighthearted level design create a hilarious, fast-paced co-op experience that constantly escalates its antics, while still offering accessibility options for players of all skill levels. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Arise, A Simple Story is a heartfelt narrative adventure that guides you through the emotional lives of two people, where memories awaken and time itself bends to your will in a beautifully expressive world. You explore beautifully crafted landscapes that shift with the passage of time, reliving moments of love, loss, joy, and sorrow, while manipulating seconds, days, and entire seasons to uncover the full story and its hidden emotional nuances. The game combines elegant platforming, cooperative mechanics, and a stunning, hand-painted art style to create a deeply immersive journey, where each frame, musical cue, and environmental change reinforces the bittersweet, reflective tone. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3.74, Cat Quest 2 is a charming action RPG that expands the world of Felongard with a brand new story, explosive spells, varied weapons, and a playful co-op mechanic that lets you switch between a heroic cat and a loyal dog on an epic adventure. You explore colorful, open environments, tackle dungeons filled with traps and enemies, and complete engaging side quests while combining new passive abilities and mastering a variety of swords, staves, and magical attacks. The game blends fast-paced combat, lighthearted exploration, and cooperative gameplay with a whimsical art style and clever humor, offering a delightful and accessible adventure for both solo players and friends of all skill levels. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3.74, Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition is a vibrant Metroidvania-style action platformer set in a magical world inspired by Mexican culture and folklore, filled with fast-paced combat, clever puzzles, and whimsical charm. You play as Juan, mastering moves that double as both attacks and traversal, switching between the worlds of the living and the dead, and exploring colorful towns, dark forests, and fiery volcanoes while facing a variety of foes and challenging bosses. The game blends intense fighting, inventive platforming, local co-op for up to 4 players, and unlockable costumes with unique attributes, offering a fun, engaging, and visually striking adventure. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Just Cause 3 is an over-the-top open-world action game where you wreak havoc across a Mediterranean island paradise, using wingsuits, grapples, and parachutes to scale buildings, hijack vehicles, and unleash creative destruction. You'll engage in explosive combat with a massive arsenal of weapons, pilot jets, speedboats, helicopters, and sports cars, and complete dozens of challenges and collectibles while toppling a ruthless dictator. With near-total vertical freedom, inventive chaos mechanics, and a sandbox world built for stunts, experimentation, and cinematic mayhem, the game delivers a wild, adrenaline-fueled experience that blends exploration, destruction, and pure fun. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $3.74, Enter the Gungeon is a fast-paced bullet-hell dungeon crawler where you guide misfit heroes through deadly, trap-filled floors to claim the legendary gun that can kill the past and alter their fates. You'll dodge, shoot, and loot while facing adorable yet deadly gundead, ruthless bosses, and hundreds of unique guns, from lasers to bees, as you bargain with merchants, uncover hidden secrets, and unlock powerful items to survive increasingly chaotic challenges. With frantic co-op play, evolving floors that adapt to your victories, and heroes driven by desperate regrets, the game delivers a tense, chaotic, and darkly humorous experience that blends skill, strategy, exploration, and non-stop action. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 75 hours to platinum. For $3.74, Outlast is a tense first-person survival horror set in the remote Colorado mountains, where journalist Miles Upshur investigates the long-abandoned Mount Massive Asylum, recently reopened by the secretive and sinister Murkoff Corporation. Navigate dark, claustrophobic corridors, evade grotesque and relentless foes, and uncover a horrifying conspiracy that blurs science, religion, and human depravity, relying solely on stealth, wits, and a camcorder to survive each terrifying moment. Every encounter emphasizes vulnerability, suspense, and dread, delivering a psychological horror experience that proves the scariest monsters are those born from the human mind. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For 449, The Council is an episodic narrative adventure blending choice-driven storytelling, deep character progression, and high-stakes decisions into a tense, intrigue-filled experience. Step into the shoes of secret society member Louis de Richet in 1793, navigating a private island off England's coast where high-profile guests, including Napoleon and George Washington, gather, each hiding secrets and personal agendas that shape the story. Develop skills, make hard-hitting decisions, and face permanent consequences as you unravel mysteries, manipulate allies, and pursue the disappearance of Richet's mother while engaging with a dangerous, colorful cast whose secrets influence every interaction. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For 449, Saints Row III Remastered is an over-the-top open-world action game where you lead the 3rd Street Saints in chaotic, hilarious, outrageous, and completely unpredictable criminal escapades across Steelport. Remastered for PlayStation 5, the game features enhanced lighting, textures, shaders, and 4K resolution at a smooth 60 FPS, bringing the city's neon-soaked streets and wild environments to life with unprecedented clarity, vibrancy, and detail. You'll hijack tanks mid-air, call in satellite strikes on wrestling gangs, and battle elite syndicate forces while exploring a city packed with absurd missions, crazy weapons, and endless opportunities for destruction and mayhem. It's an 85 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Neon Abyss is a frantic, roguelike action platformer combining run-and-gun chaos, evolving dungeons, and unlimited item synergies into a fast-paced, replayable adventure full of deadly enemies and surprises. Join the Grim Squad, a task force assembled by Hades, as you infiltrate the Abyss to defeat the new gods, with every death empowering you further, and each run reshaping dungeons, items, bosses, and possible endings. Hatch and evolve pets for extra firepower, experiment with stacked passive effects from countless item combinations, and enjoy quirky minigames like piano performances, meditation challenges, and dance competitions that add variety to your perilous journey. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Darkwood is a tense survival horror that relies on dread, strategy, and careful planning rather than cheap jump scares. By day, you explore and scavenge the eerie forests of the Soviet bloc, crafting weapons, setting traps, and fortifying hideouts, while at night you hunker down to survive against relentless, nightmarish supernatural forces that stalk the woods, threatening your sanity as you navigate a bizarre, ever-changing world, uncover secrets, and strive to escape before the land consumes your body and mind entirely. With a dynamic day-night cycle, randomly generated maps and events, and robust crafting mechanics, Darkwood delivers a haunting, replayable horror experience. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Doom 3 is a critically acclaimed action horror shooter that reimagines the original Doom, plunging you into a demon-infested Mars facility as you fight to stop a full-scale invasion from Hell with a heavier focus on atmosphere, horror, tension, and relentless combat. Navigate dark, claustrophobic corridors, battle terrifying enemies, and balance intense gunplay with survival horror elements as flickering lights, sound design, and enemy ambushes constantly keep you on edge. This release also includes the Resurrection of Evil and the Lost Missions expansions, delivering the complete Doom 3 experience packed with additional missions, enemies, weapons, and brutal firefights. It's an 87 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Rad is a 3D action roguelike set in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity has already survived 2 separate Armageddons. Play as a teenage survivor venturing into the ever-changing radioactive fallow, battling grotesque creatures, exploring procedurally generated wastelands, and uncovering secrets, hidden caches, and dangerous mutated environments filled with traps, hazards, and unpredictable encounters. As you push deeper, radiation mutates your body with powerful new abilities, transforming limbs, attacks, and movement, while forcing you to adapt your combat style, manage mutations, and survive increasingly deadly encounters with twisted enemies and terrifying bosses. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $2.24, Biped is a cooperative action adventure where you control 2 adorable bipedal robots, Aku and Sela, navigating puzzles and challenges with precise coordination, clever movement, and engaging teamwork. Use dual-stick controls to walk, slide, operate machinery, and solve environmental puzzles, either solo or alongside a friend or family member in fun, moment-to-moment cooperative gameplay that tests your teamwork, reflexes, and problem-solving skills. Explore beautiful and mysterious locations, from forests and valleys to waterfalls and icy mountains, collect treasures, unlock goofy hats, and customize your robots to match your partner's style while uncovering planetary secrets. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4.34, Lara Croft in the Temple of Osiris and Season Pass Pack is an isometric action-adventure that blends fast-paced combat, puzzle solving, and cooperative exploration in an ancient Egyptian setting. Play solo or with up to 3 other players as Lara teams up with rival Carter Bell and the gods Horus and Isis, battling enemies from the Egyptian underworld while navigating trap-filled tombs, timed challenges, hidden secrets, and cleverly designed environmental puzzles for maximum excitement. The Season Pass adds the Icy Death and Twisted Gears packs, introducing new tombs, enemies, relics, and challenges that expand the adventure with fresh mechanics and replay value. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 25 hours to 100%, a platinum for this one. For $3.29, Children of Morta is a heartfelt roguelite action RPG that follows the Bergson family, heroes bound by love and sacrifice, as they battle the spreading corruption threatening their homeland. You control 7 family members with unique abilities, exploring varied dungeons, uncovering secrets, and strategically combining skills and items while navigating procedurally generated challenges that test both combat and cooperation. The game blends intense hack-and-slash gameplay, local co-op, rich storytelling, and a beautifully crafted world full of history, magic, emotional depth, and dark fantasy lore, creating a memorable experience where family bonds drive the adventure. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Frostpunk is a brutal city-building survival game where you lead the last remnants of humanity through an endless winter, constructing New London around a massive generator while making impossible moral decisions to keep your people alive at all costs. You'll balance scarce resources, enact laws that shape society, and explore the frozen wastelands for survivors and supplies, all while managing shifting hopes, grievances, and crises that escalate as temperatures plunge and storms roll in. With tense strategic planning, meaningful narrative choices, and a constant struggle between compassion and necessity, it delivers a bleak but gripping fight for civilization's final spark. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Moonlighter is an action RPG with roguelite elements about a shopkeeper secretly living the life of an adventurer. You balance dungeon crawling with running your own store, carefully managing prices, customer reactions, and shop upgrades by day, while fighting monsters and gathering valuable loot by night in tightly designed, ever-shifting dungeons that reward preparation and smart risk-taking. Progress feeds into restoring the village and upgrading gear, unlocking new NPCs, weapons, and systems that deepen combat and strategy, while creating a satisfying loop built around exploration, economy management, steady character growth, and meaningful long-term progression and charm. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Broforce is a chaotic, over-the-top run-and-gun platformer where an underfunded paramilitary team of explosive bros battles terrorists to save the world with extreme force, endless firepower, and unrelenting patriotic fury and humor. You'll play solo or with up to 4 players, unleashing dozens of unique characters with signature weapons, destroying fully destructible terrain, triggering massive chain reactions, and tackling both co-op missions and competitive deathmatch challenges. The Broforce Forever update adds 6 new ultra-patriotic bros, 4 muscle temple levels, new enemies, and campaign expansions, amplifying the absurd, explosive, and relentless action. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4.99, Chorus is a space combat shooter that puts you in control of Lara, a pilot seeking to destroy the dark cult that created her, with her sentient starfighter Forsaken at her side. Unlock devastating weapons, mind-bending abilities, and powerful upgrades as you engage in exhilarating zero-G dogfights across sprawling space stations, ancient temples, and strange planes of existence, blending frenetic combat with vast cosmic exploration. Follow Lara on a journey of redemption across the galaxy and beyond reality, uniting resistance forces against the Circle and its ominous leader, the Great Prophet, while mastering telekinesis, teleportation, and extrasensory perception to become a living weapon. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4.99, God Eater Resurrection is a high-octane, action-packed RPG set in a stylish, anime-inspired post-apocalyptic world where humanity battles monstrous origami to survive against overwhelming odds and devastating threats. Play as a new type God Eater wielding a versatile God arc that shifts between blade and gun, mastering charge, combo, step, and aerial attacks to hack, slash, and shoot through relentless enemy hordes with precision and flair. With over 100 hours of content, deep character progression, a mission-based combat system, and cooperative online play for up to 4 players, each encounter tests strategy, reflexes, and teamwork in humanity's desperate fight for survival. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $4.99, LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham is a family-friendly action-adventure where Batman teams up with DC heroes and villains to travel across the universe and stop the villainous Brainiac from shrinking entire worlds. Players explore a variety of colorful, LEGO-built lantern worlds, solve puzzles, and use unique powers granted by the lantern rings to overcome obstacles and unlock secret areas, all while switching between a huge roster of heroes and villains. You'll fly through space, engage in fun combat, collect studs and mini-kits, and tackle cooperative challenges in a humorous, lighthearted story packed with iconic characters, clever references, and inventive LEGO gameplay. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Saints Row 4 Re-Elected is an over-the-top open-world action game where the leader of the 3rd Street Saints becomes president and battles an alien warlord inside a reality-bending simulation to save Earth, the galaxy, and all of humanity from imminent destruction. Remastered for modern consoles, it features updated visuals, character models, environments, and dynamic shadows, bringing Stillport's chaotic, vibrant world to life with sharper detail and cinematic flair. You'll unleash superpowers, wield outrageous weapons, drive bizarre vehicles, and tackle missions, DLC content, and hilarious encounters while enjoying the series' signature humor, absurdity, and over-the-top sandbox action. It's an 84 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Doom 64 is a classic first-person shooter focused on ripping through Hell's forces in a darker, more atmospheric continuation of the original Doom formula. You blast through over 30 tightly designed levels packed with relentless enemies, clever level layouts, and labyrinthine secrets, all enhanced by moodier lighting, unsettling sound design, and an oppressive, haunting soundtrack that sets it apart from earlier entries. The expanded arsenal, improved visuals, and constant hunt for hidden upgrades keep the pacing fast and satisfying, encouraging exploration, skill mastery, and strategic thinking while building toward a brutal final confrontation with the Mother of Demons. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $2.99, The Surge is a sci-fi action RPG set in a futuristic megacorporation where technology is turned deadly and survival depends on skill, strategy, and quick thinking, with relentless challenges at every turn. You battle rogue robots, deranged coworkers, and rogue AI in visceral, limb-targeting melee combat, exploiting weaknesses to harvest loot directly from your enemies and craft powerful new weapons and armor. With its tight combat mechanics, inventive progression system, punishing enemy encounters, and intense, high-stakes battles, every fight challenges precision, timing, and tactical planning while exploring the ruined Creo complex and uncovering its dark secrets. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $3.74, Project Warlock is a retro-inspired, fast-paced first-person shooter where you play as a mysterious warlock on a mission to wipe out evil across time and space in a bloody, pixelated rampage. You'll blast through 60 sprawling levels set in diverse environments like icy Antarctic bases and ancient Egyptian ruins, hunting for keys, secrets, and hidden passages while leaving waves of enemies in a gory trail of destruction and chaos. With over 30 weapons to collect and upgrade, from enchanted blades to massive cannons, you can customize your loadout, enhance your spells, and fine-tune your powers to conquer increasingly brutal challenges and test your mastery of old-school mayhem. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Dex is a 2D action RPG set in a sprawling cyberpunk city where you fight, hack, and navigate a dangerous underworld while evading a mysterious tentacular organization and deadly adversaries. You traverse Harbor Prime making allies, choosing your approach as a silent assassin, hacker, diplomat, or gunfighter, with real-time combat, interactive dialogue, and a mature storyline that rewards exploration and strategic thinking. Customize your character's skills, equipment, and augmentations to unlock superhuman abilities, open new paths, and tackle the revolutionary hacking system to manipulate cyberspace, disable defenses, steal data, and turn the environment against your foes. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4.49, 2 Point Campus is a charming simulation management game where you build and run your own university, shaping students' education, happiness, and overall campus experience. You design sprawling grounds with libraries, sports facilities, outdoor flora, and even whimsical arenas, while offering wildly creative courses like night school and gastronomy, balancing staff, resources, and student needs with playful strategic management. With a vibrant, detailed world, intuitive building tools, and a focus on both education and entertainment, every day on campus challenges your creativity, planning, and ability to nurture future generations while keeping the campus lively and memorable. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Mages of Mystralia is an action-adventure RPG where you play as Zia, a young mage learning to harness her innate magical powers in a beautifully crafted world where magic is strictly forbidden. You explore lush, vibrant environments, meet other exiled mages, and experiment with runes that can be combined in millions of ways to create entirely new spells, giving combat, exploration, and puzzle solving a deeply creative edge. With a rich narrative written by Ed Greenwood, the mind behind the Forgotten Realms, the game blends engaging exploration, inventive spellcraft, and a heartfelt coming-of-age story that rewards experimentation, strategic thinking, and clever problem-solving. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2.24, Kona is a survival adventure game set in a snowy, isolated northern Canadian village in 1970, where you step into the shoes of Detective Carl Faubert to investigate mysterious events and unravel a series of chilling secrets. You explore a beautifully desolate world, gather clues, solve intricate puzzles, and survive harsh blizzards while uncovering a chilling narrative filled with unexpected twists, eerie encounters, and atmospheric tension that keeps you on edge. With environmental storytelling, immersive sound design, and a focus on exploration, deduction, and survival strategy, every discovery and decision draws you deeper into the frozen, haunting landscape of a Tamapek Lake. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Doom and Doom 2 is the definitive collection of the genre-defining first-person shooters that pioneered modern FPS design and reshaped action gaming forever. You rip through hordes of demons across 187 campaign missions and 43 deathmatch maps, spanning Doom, Doom 2, TNT Evolution, the Plutonia Experiment, Master Levels, Sigil, and the brand new Legacy of Rust episode created alongside Night Dive and Machine Games. With modern enhancements like online cross-platform co-op and deathmatch, an in-game mod browser, improved visuals, modern controls, 4K support, and extensive mod capability, the classic gameplay feels faster, smoother, and more expansive than ever. It's an 88 average on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Blood Omen Legacy of Kain is a dark, gothic action-adventure set in a vampire-ruled fantasy world steeped in murder, magic, and revenge, with a brooding tone and unforgettable, oppressive atmosphere. You play as Kain, exploring a vast open world filled with brutal combat, spellcasting, and meaningful moral choices, all driven by an engrossing narrative brought to life through cinema-quality voice acting and atmospheric presentation. With dynamic lighting, full-motion video sequences, and a richly detailed world that encourages exploration and mastery, the game delivers a moody, story-first experience that laid the foundation for the legendary Legacy of Kain series. It's an 82 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Unrailed is a chaotic multiplayer railroad construction game where you team up with friends locally or online to build train tracks across endless procedurally generated worlds while keeping your train from derailing. You'll master encounters with dynamic environments, upgrade wagons, navigate distinct biomes, and cooperate or compete in modes like Endless, Quick, and Versus, all while reacting to changing weather, day-night cycles, and constantly shifting terrain. With its fast-paced gameplay, charming blocky visuals, and intense cooperative and competitive challenges, it delivers a fun, frantic, and endlessly replayable multiplayer experience. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $4.99, Dino Crisis is a survival horror classic from Capcom, where a covert mission to a remote research facility spirals into chaos after a supposedly dead scientist is found alive, and deadly dinosaurs relentlessly stalk the halls. As Regina, a highly trained special agent, navigate claustrophobic corridors filled with puzzles, keycard locks, and bloodthirsty prehistoric predators that strike with terrifying speed, forcing quick thinking and fast reactions. Blending tense exploration, resource management, and strategic combat with cinematic storytelling and atmospheric music, it delivers a thrilling sense of dread and keeps players on edge from start to finish. It's an 83 on game rankings, and unfortunately there's no trophy support yet. Hopefully we get it soon. For $2.24, Deadlight Director's Cut is a cinematic 2.5D survival platformer set in a bleak, post-apocalyptic 1986, where a zombie outbreak has devastated Seattle and completely shattered human society. You play as Randall Wayne, navigating ruined cityscapes through tense platforming, environmental puzzles, and scarce resource encounters that reward patience, timing, and careful stealth over direct combat. With improved controls, enhanced visuals, nightmare difficulty, survival arena mode, and a strong narrative focus on loss and survival, the director's cut delivers a grim, emotionally driven, and unforgettable experience centered on atmosphere, desperation, and perseverance. It's an 83 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Sherlock Holmes The Awakened is a Lovecraftian detective adventure where you step into the shoes of Holmes, investigating mysterious disappearances linked to a dark cult worshipping an ancient god and terrifying otherworldly forces. You explore locations from Baker Street to Swiss asylums and Louisiana wetlands, gathering clues, solving puzzles, and confronting eldritch horrors that challenge your rational mind while battling creeping insanity. Rebuilt in Unreal Engine with modern graphics, expanded storylines, side quests, and new mechanics, this reimagining blends classic Sherlockian deduction with psychological tension, cosmic horror, and the origins of the Holmes-Watson partnership. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $2.99, God's Trigger is a fast-paced, top-down action shooter where an angel and a demon team up to stop the apocalypse with bullets, blood, and explosions in chaotic, visually spectacular arenas filled with destructible objects, hazards, and enemy hordes. You play solo or co-op, dodging attacks, making split-second decisions, and unleashing a wide arsenal of guns, melee weapons, and special abilities to mow down enemies in stylish, over-the-top combat that emphasizes speed, precision, and creativity. With frantic action, destructible environments, and a focus on skillful movement, combo chaining, and coordination, every encounter is a high-octane, cinematic spectacle that rewards mastery and teamwork. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4.99, The Bit Trip is a collection of all 6 games in the acclaimed Bit Trip series, including Bit Trip Runner, the first auto-running rhythm platformer on Earth. You navigate challenging levels synced to catchy, retro-inspired music, reacting with precise timing to obstacles, enemies, and environmental hazards, while feeling the intense satisfaction of mastering rhythm-based gameplay and chasing perfect scores across all 6 punishing games. With adjustable difficulty, addictive scoring, hidden secrets, and a mix of humor, challenge, and nostalgia, this collection tests patience, skill, and reflexes while offering hours of punishing yet rewarding retro arcade fun. It's a 79 average on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare is a colorful, fast-paced third-person shooter that reimagines the beloved franchise with explosive multiplayer battles packed with charm, humor, bright visuals, playful animations, personality, and surprisingly solid shooter mechanics. Choose between plants or zombies across vibrant maps, mastering unique character classes with distinct abilities, while blasting opponents in chaotic 24-player online matches or teaming up in cooperative modes. With 4-player co-op horde battles, boss encounters, and plenty of customization options to personalize your favorite characters, the game delivers lighthearted fun with enough depth to stay engaging. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4.39, Hand of Fate Deluxe Edition is a deck-building action RPG where your cards determine the quests, challenges, and fates you face in a dark, ever-changing world full of danger, mystery, and unexpected twists. You construct and customize your deck, then navigate card-driven encounters blending tabletop strategy, dice-based chance, and real-time combat to overcome enemies, traps, and deadly bosses while making split-second tactical decisions. With the Wild Cards DLC and Murder at Sea update, including 9 new Fate cards, unique encounters, and special items, this edition expands replayability, strategy, and unpredictability, making every playthrough a fresh, challenging, and rewarding experience. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Relicta is a first-person physics-based puzzle game where you manipulate gravity and magnetism to unravel the mysteries of Chandra Base on the Moon, a derelict facility filled with hidden dangers, secrets, and scientific anomalies. You play as a stranded physicist, using your intellect to solve complex puzzles, navigate intricate environments, and survive while uncovering secrets that could save or endanger your daughter's life and potentially change the course of humanity. With 22nd century political intrigue, mind-bending mechanics, richly detailed environments, and an immersive sci-fi soundtrack, every challenge tests creativity, logic, and problem-solving in a tense, atmospheric setting. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Golf Club Nostalgia is a unique urban wasteland adventure golf game where you play through crumbling monuments, abandoned malls, and decaying museums, each hole telling its own story. You explore a desolate Earth, piecing together humanity's fall through the lone golfer Charlie's journey, radio nostalgia broadcasts from Mars, and the observations of a secret spectator, all set to a nostalgic, purposefully composed soundtrack. With 3 gameplay modes, Story, Challenge, and Iron, plus easy-to-grasp controls, a minimalist interface, and included digital extras like the official soundtrack and graphic novel art book, every round is relaxing, challenging, and deeply atmospheric. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Pac Man 256 brings the endlessly addictive maze action to consoles with exciting new multiplayer features, updated gameplay twists, and visually enhanced, colorful graphics. Challenge friends locally with up to 4-player co-op as you chomp pack dots, evade the ever-looming glitch, and outsmart revived retro ghosts like Sue, Funky, and Spunky across increasingly complex mazes. Utilize over 20 ridiculous power-ups including Laser, Tornado, and Giant, explore 10 different maze themes, and rack up high scores while unlocking secrets, mastering time challenges, and enjoying a playful, fast-paced arcade experience that honors the classic while adding modern flair. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $149, Downwell is a fast-paced, vertically scrolling action game where a young adventurer descends a mysterious well armed only with his gun boots to fight enemies, dodge traps, and navigate hazards while collecting red gems, uncovering secrets, and facing relentless challenges. You leap, shoot, and bounce through procedurally generated levels filled with dangerous creatures, hidden treasures, and escalating challenges, using skill, timing, and strategy to survive deeper and deeper into the darkness. With simple controls, escalating difficulty, and a striking minimalist visual style, every run tests reflexes, resource management, and daring in a uniquely addictive, high-octane arcade experience. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $4.19, Adventures of Pip is a side-scrolling action platformer where Pip, a lowly single pixel, proves that heroes come in all shapes and sizes, no matter how small, pixelated, or seemingly insignificant. You evolve and devolve Pip by absorbing pixels from defeated foes, using different forms to solve environmental puzzles, overcome enemies, and navigate 5 stylized worlds while unraveling the weaknesses and strengths of each challenge, discovering hidden secrets, and collecting rewards along the way. With clever level design, varied combat, and up to 10 hours of playful strategic platforming, the game combines nostalgic pixel art charm with modern gameplay twists. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sales stuff that I put out. Leave a like and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.